Hi, I'm Robert Estrin, and you're watching livingpianos.com. And today the subject is technique, maximum benefit, minimum time. That's the way I like to work. What do I mean by this? Well, I get a lot of people who are really gung-ho to learn the piano, and they say, I'll work hours a day on scales and exercises. I just really want to get good. And you know what? There is a point of diminishing returns with working on technique for technique's sake. I always believe in working on music. Learning music will solve more problems and you'll get more benefit. So how can you maximize the effectiveness of working on technique? If you work just a set amount of time daily on technical exercises, particularly fundamentals like scales, arpeggios, octaves, things of that nature, thirds, if you're working on thirds, if you spend hours on these things, it doesn't leave enough time for what's really important, which is repertoire, because you will grow more from learning music than you will from simply playing exercises. It's 10 minutes a day of really good scale work and arpeggios is a great warm-up, and you'll get the maximum benefit with a minimum amount of time. Now, the secret, of course, like anything else with exercises, is consistency. If you only work once a week on scales and arpeggios, you're not going to get much benefit. But if you spend a little time each day, 5 or 10 minutes is all you really need most of the time. Now, there are times that maybe you're having an epiphany and you go, I finally get it, I finally can play arpeggios well. Then, stay with it, or you have a hump to cross, and, it's not an absolute science that you spend X amount of time for maximum benefit, but generally speaking, minimize just pure technical work. Use your music as technical exercises. When you have a part in your score that you can't play well, use that with various practice techniques. Of course, slow practice, progressive metronome work, various accents, altered rhythms, hands separately, snippets of music. There are a myriad practice techniques. You can turn your music into exercises. If you're playing, for example, a Bach prelude like the C minor from Book 1 of the Well-Tempered Clavier. That's almost like an exercise into itself. Well, how can you practice that? Of course, slow practice with a metronome. Notice the raised fingers, delineating every finger that's down and every finger that's up. That's a great practice technique. Another thing is different phrasings, like, for example, staccato fingers. Or you can play one hand staccato and the other hand legato. And of course, you could reverse that, or you could play rhythms. You can see, you can benefit from this because any weakness will evidence itself in your playing. Or you could just do a small snippet at a time. There's countless ways you can turn so much music into exercises without having to resort to just mindless exercises that don't have a benefit of music that you can play at the end of the line. So yes, some exercises and musical etudes are your best source, whether it's Chopin and Liszt etudes or Heller or Burgmüller studies. these etudes can be richly rewarding music that can solve technical problems while offering you great music that you can program and play and enjoy. So that's my recommendation. Minimum time, maximum benefit for pure exercises. Spend most of your time with music and turn those into exercises where necessary in order to improve your technique of the piano. Thanks for joining me, Robert Estrin, here at livingpianos.com, your online piano resource. If you haven't already subscribed, ring that bell and thumbs up, and I really appreciate it. Thanks again for joining me.